So what's up, guys? Welcome back to the series. I forgot what it is called, the mortgage series. Right, I named it the mortgage series. But anyway, welcome back, Miss Rina. Right, it's
Thank
always
you,
good to
Sean.
see her. The comment section is always packed with a lot of clap. I think a lot of positive remarks from a lot of bankers because the knowledge that is shared, right, only mortgage department will know. So even those who works in a bank, not necessarily all work in mortgage. So the knowledge that you share, everyone clap. And it's good that with her, we get to debunk a lot of different myths around the market. Like different income, how do you declare, credit card debts, how do you declare. And now it ties really close to my step number 2. Whenever I ask people to go to the bank and check your DSR, you check your the loan eligibility. There's this fear whenever people walk into the bank. It's like doing that health screening. A lot of people dare not go health screening.
It's quite mafan also lah. You go to the bank purposely to check.
Yeah lah, but to me it's the fastest one. I don't know how. This is my income. This is well. So how much can I get for loan? A lot of people don't want. Then they want to self-diagnose. So just like when you have high blood pressure, you know you got high blood pressure, but you just don't want to go and face the problem. So that is something that I would encourage everybody to do. Now, at least with her guidance, we get to do self-diagnose for our own health. Our own health, our own secrets, our own wealth kind of portion, right? What's wrong with me today? Anyway, today will be a very different episode because this is specifically done targeting those friends who are working for the government sector.
Yeah.
Right? Malaysia is so beautiful that there are so many benefits when you work for the government. Right? So the first thing is LPPSA.
Yeah.
Okay, can you elaborate what is that? Or you want to say hi because I talk so much, right?
Hi everyone. First of all, I think I really want to take this opportunity to say thank you.
Hey, this is not the end. This is not the last episode.
Sean, okay. I just realized we even have a mortgage playlist.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. So inside where you featured me at to share about all related to mortgages, stuff like that. I think from your my first ever video episode, it was actually inside the playlist called my first
Property story.
Yeah, correct, right? So that one was like 1 hour. So it's just a that's how we
met each other. Yeah,
that's how we know each other, and how I actually get to know Sean lah. Why Sean is actually a premium client in VAR Capital. Stuff like that. So until today, really thank you and appreciate. Hopefully whatever I share benefited your followers.
Definitely,
your audience.
it's pretty evident in the comment section.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't have to be so humble. This is not the final episode again. What is like farewell, goodbye, it's time to see.
No, because I received quite a lot of can say never mind.
Okay.
A PM question about on top of the loan related question to that I can help. Also, people is asking which company what are you guys doing who is VAR Capital do I have to pay to become your client, stuff like that. So I think you guys can watch back the first episode.
Yeah, maybe I should put that in a playlist lah.
Yeah.
Because it's a separate playlist. So just to put it out there, right? Rena works for a company called VAR Capital, and in that company, I do not work there. I'm a premium client there, right? So that's how I know her. Then that's how she knows me also, because that's what. So whenever I buy a property, I don't have to really think about loan eligibility. I'm spoiled like that because I can qualify or not. Can lah, Sean, just apply. Okay. Right? Hey, Sean, you need to do this. Okay. That's how I get my loans approved that fast, right? And because of her experience, she's looking through so many different applications, right? The common defects or the common issues that they face during application, it's pretty standard. And we covered that on the previous one, like why your loans are rejected. So that will debunk a lot of why. Because a lot of people are like, hey, your face problem, no such thing. Okay. In the application, there's no photo. If you got photo, maybe. Okay, not so funny also. Anyway, okay, so going back to the government loan thing, LPPSA. So because a lot of people actually ask, I have no clue.
Okay.
So I need you.
First of all, LPPSA stand for Lembaga Pembiayaan Perumahan Sektor Awam. Okay, I also finding it hard to mention this one.
Okay.
Okay, it's basically a loan that government given to government servant. So basically, like me and you, we working in a private sector, we don't entitle this LPPSA loan. So there's a huge advantage if any one of you today listening is actually a government servant. So if you guys are aware, on buying a residential in Malaysia, the property, you are entitled to LTV 90%. So for a government servant, on top of these two LTV 90% that you will be entitled, you also get a LTV 100%.
Really?
Okay,
And
but
I'm not acting. This is like for
it
real.
depends on the sequence how you
Buy
use it.
lah. Okay.
Okay, I give example.
So now it means that, okay, for those who don't understand, LTV 90 means when you buy the property, the government will the banks will give you 90% loan for a property that is considered under the residential.
Yeah, first and second you entitled, and the third one, by right it should be 70%. But assuming today you are a government servant, your third property you will still entitled 100%.
You don't have to whisper. This is gonna be broadcast anyway.
So it's like, Sean, don't know. Quite surprised.
Really, like I don't have enough knowledge, right, for people who works in the government sector. So a lot of people, when they ask me about government projects, how do I apply for loan, I have no clue. I really say I don't know. Because I want to go in, so no chance.
Yeah, true also.
Which department can I possibly work at?
Yeah, actually true lah. If I don't do this thing also, I will not know lah.
Yeah, so like it means for a government servant, if I work for the government, if I apply, do I apply it for the government or do I apply from a bank?
Government.
Oh, so I need to go to the government and apply for this.
Yeah.
Then they will give you 100% loan. But what
Normally the process, I mean, for example, a commercial bank, you will just apply, you submit your loan document, everything to the banker, right? Okay. So for LPPSA, they don't call it banker, they call it runner. LPPSA runner.
Oh.
So you will submit your relevant document, and this runner will actually have to submit the physical document one. Quite cacat. Okay, they have to submit the physical document in Putrajaya, and they will actually run everything for you, how to submit, stuff like that. So it's actually in charge by a runner. Who those that actually, if let's say you know how to actually submit your own LPPSA, you can do it because it's an online application followed by submit the physical document.
Okay.
But if you don't know how to use it, of course there's a runner, not banker.
Okay.
Yeah.
The runner here, it's hired by the government or it's a private
It's
guy?
a private one.
So he will
private
earn
one.
some money there. lah.
And from the takaful itself, like insurance. lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I just put it out there because like for those who like when we apply license also like that got some guy there, leng zai. you want to-
Yeah. Just
right.
like correct.
So you have those guys, but you can get all these data online, right?
Yep, correct.
Maybe I'll get-
in terms of, let's say, for example, if your gross income is 5,000, what are the maximum loan eligibility that you can get? Actually, all this, there's a table online, you can just Google search. LPPSA loan eligibility. Because the calculation is not same as a commercial like we covered in the previous episode. But it's already a fixed table given by the government.
Oh.
If let's say your gross income is 4,000, that is the amount that you will be eligible for. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. But
and I can use this loan to buy any property.
technically on top of buying property, right, residential, commercial, you want to build house, they call it what? Bina rumah atas tanah also can. You want to use this LPPSA to fund your renovation also can.
Oh.
So it's basically I will not say it's a personal loan, but it's actually a loan funded by the government to help, especially government servant in terms of a lot of fund. Yeah.
Oh, so I see where the 90% comes from. Because it's from a whole different party altogether.
Correct. And this one is very important because the one that I mentioned, you will be entitled 100% on your third property, provided you utilize LPPSA on your third property. I take an example.
Okay, I know already. Maybe, okay. Because if I were to use LPPSA to buy my first one, it appears on Secrets already.
Correct. It appeared on because LPPSA actually doesn't reflect in your Secrets one alone, but it will be reflected in your payslip. pinjaman perumahan.
Okay. Wow.
So if let's say whoever today already took a LPPSA, you will realize in your payslip there's one thing on top of the EPF, all these allowance. There's one potongan is called pinjaman perumahan. So this one,
The private sector people will know. The banks will know.
yes,
Then so you buy a home before already. So then they will look at secrets. If secrets got one, the salary slip got one. So you are technically having a third already.
yes.
But how do they know? Is it residential or is it?
They will check actually. So if let's say the payslip already appeared as one pinjaman perumahan, provided you manage to prove that it's under commercial,
Okay.
then it's okay. But if let's say it's under residential, consider you already utilized the 90% already. So assuming you buy your first residential using LPPSA, reflected in your payslip, and currently you also have a second one you're using the commercial bank. So it reflected in your secrets. One in payslip, the first one, second one in secrets. So currently you will be at 70% already.
Yeah.
However, if you
Buy the first two.
terbalik the sequence, the first and the second, you utilize the commercial bank first. Then the third one, baru you use your LPPSA.
Because the income don't have that statement.
Yes. So a lot of people actually government servant, they don't know about this. So they go and utilize their LPPSA first.
Yeah, of course, because it's just way higher margin. But I guess it's also up to the personal ambition. Not everyone wants to own a lot of property like us, man. Right? Like for us, which one you buy? Which one you buy? Every day, which one you buy?
I got a case where both husband and wife is actually government servant. So imagine both husband and wife, you guys are government servant. Each party, you will have like 90, 100%.
So they will get like 6 slots.
Yeah. That's a lot. And imagine the next one, you refinance into each other. There's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah. And that's why we are here, right? So, okay, let's just dial back a little bit. When you take pinjaman perumahan, it reflects in your payslip from the government, right?
Yep.
What if it's like, when you say if it's for renovation, if it's for pembinaan, it's the same.
Yes.
But the wording is also the same.
Yes, pinjaman perumahan, as long as you take with LPPSA.
Okay.
So for example, if you take a personal loan, a government servant, then in this case, it will reflect it as a personal loan.
Okay, question. What's the tenure like and what's the interest rate like?
Tenure, it can be up to 35 years, but for LPPSA, it's actually up to 90 years old. Okay, so but we don't actually encourage, especially when you already hit like 45 years old. Technically, you can still cover up to 90 years old, but the thing is your takafu, the insurance will be very premium. And it's very expensive.
Okay.
Because LPPSA, you were required to cover the full loan tenure, your insurance compulsory. Interest rate wise, 4% is a fixed rate. If anyone don't know what I'm talking about fixed rate, check out the previous episode.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Used to be 4%. I think a lot of people actually, Far Capital client included, they compared it with the last time, before our OPR increased 2 times, 3.25 versus a government loan 4%. So people actually question, should I use it? Because, LPPSA interest rate is quite high. But today, I think
almost the same really.
Almost the same.
0.1%.
0.25, 0.2 like that. Because right now, after OPR increase, the latest interest rate provided your credit scoring, everything is okay. The best 3.7, 3.8. So
I locked mine at
0.2%.
3.2. Yes. Okay. So again, if I were to apply this loan, I'll need to go to the website. Then there will be the procedures where I need to submit physically in Putrajaya. That's one. If I were to work other states, see Putrajaya.
Not really lah. Other state LPPSA.
They will have their own officer lah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And whether the efficiency or not, I'm not too sure, right? But based on experience, when I apply for my own scholarship, for my masters, have patience, okay?
The procedure, I would say, it might be simple. So, but it can be complicated because in terms of the physical paperwork. So that's why if you don't really know how to do it, please just engage a LPPSA runner lah. Far
So-
Capital, we do have our LPPSA runner. Very important.
But people cannot come to you and ask for your runner to run for them, right? On their private.
I mean, because I don't do for LPPSA, but I do have the contact. If you guys want, can just
Okay.
PM me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's just like a banker lah. If you engage a banker,
no, but bankers they are more motivated because
this one also very motivated
no,
one.
but this one is under a brand. That one is not. So there's always this on the comment section. A lot of people come back like, hey, Rina works for Far Capital. She's not a banker, right? I'm like, yeah. Then is it safe for me to submit all documents to you?
Okay.
So there's this doubt that I can use your income to claim whatever. So that's the danger here.
Understood.
So if anything, right, if you were to subscribe as a client or whatever, please, whenever you want to share documents, right, the most important thing is your IC number. Because with that, I can take loan or whatsoever on your name. So that's a bit more dangerous, right? So I think the precaution, the level of awareness among the audience is good. Everyone know, like, hey, can I submit my documents to them? So that is good lah. So like, don't submit to her, submit to the team under the company's email. Then that will be great. Don't send to any Gmail lah, please, right? Okay, so after submitting that, you can either engage a runner. If that is done, then you will have a 4% flat
fixed rate.
or fixed rate
Yeah.
across. So during OPR lower days, during the COVID times, it's not worth it. Everyone comes to say like, hey Sean, as a government loan, I don't see any benefit. You're right? So you should actually take the commercial loan first. Then because of its characteristics of not being reflected in CCRIS, there's this way of manipulating. If you're a property investor where you want to use as little money as possible to own as many properties as possible. So the strategy is to use up the 2 slots of 90% to get investment properties. Then the third property you use LPPSA. Then you get 100%.
You
So-
still entitled.
Yeah, so technically you use 20% of the total amount of investment, right, to own 3 properties. Right, so that's the loophole here.
Yep.
Then what's the con? What's the bad side of it? Let's say if I were to quit as a government servant, what's the consequences?
You will have to refinance into the commercial bank because you're no longer a government servant. You don't entitle LPPSA. So what you need to do is refinance the current LPPSA into a normal like commercial bank ABCDE.
What if they suddenly don't approve? Means that, okay, when I buy my third property, right, my income was this, right? I'm such a big officer or whatsoever. Then suddenly, when I go back private, I quit my job.
Yeah, that's a good question. As in your DSR don't fulfill
Yeah.
for you to do the refinance, right?
Yeah. Have you seen any such cases before?
No, because the question surrounding normally was, hey, I mean currently the interest rate for LPPSA is so high. I want to refinance back into a commercial bank. I mean, for the past few years. Right now, for those cases where normally when we do refinance LPPSA to commercial, normally no problem.
Or for you, no such problem.
Yeah, when it comes to their DSR stuff like that.
So, okay, maybe the profiles are different. Yours is mainly for investment.
Maybe I would say unless those from the government servant, you want to change your job into a private, it tends to be the income also
Higher lah.
So it doesn't have this problem.
But does the loan amount tie back to the margin? Let's say 1 million property. Wow, very high lah. Okay, let's just play calculation. I take 100% ma. But then when I go back to actual, right, commercial banks, the valuation actually is not there. So but the difference I have is 1 mil for a property that's maybe worth 870,000. So technically, the banks would take 90% of 870,000 ma. Not a full 1 million ma.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So how
This one I don't know how to answer.
you haven't
Wait,
seen.
let me think. Normally, the cases of LPPSA, we do refinance to the commercial market valuation because bank valuation, you sure can find something that's higher than the LPPSA one. Because LPPSA, another thing, the valuation, you actually check with Jabatan Perum, JPPH.
Ya.
Yeah.
Penilaian dan
Jabatan
pengukuran something.
Yeah, JPPH. So you don't actually engage a private valuer to check one. So I can say the LPPSA valuation, it tends to be quite conservative lah.
Okay.
Yeah, because anyhow maximum LPPSA loan you can get is 750,000. You can't get beyond 750, like 800,
Okay,
like you
okay.
mentioned. So maximum as a government servant you want to take from LPPSA is 750k, the loan amount, included the takafu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So maybe because of this, all the cases from refinance LPPSA to commercial bank that I did before, no issue good. Bank valuation can support. DSR, I think it's back to maybe somebody else. If let's say they are a government servant, what is the reason they want to change their job into a private segment? I assume because the income also is higher.
lah. Okay, so something I also point out just now when you mentioned like 750,000 including takafu, because you can take the loan up to 90 years old. There's a premium to it lah, because they will have their risk.
Yep.
So it makes sense because it protects the interest of the government. Let's say suddenly something wrong with you, I get back whatever I loan out ma. So in private sector, then that is MRTA or MLTA lo, right, or life insurance lo. But there are options on whether like there's a cooling period of 7 to 8 years. After that, I can choose not to be insured. But takafu, no option, and you must go all the way. So do bear in mind when you take such loans. And the next question is this applicable to all projects? Like it means that from private sector or Prima or Rumah WIP or whatever.
Yep.
Applicable to all.
As long as it's residential.
Okay.
It's not commercial. Yep, you will be entitled.
Cool fact. Last time, I hear this from my lecturer lah. Last time, all shop kedai pejabat was called shop houses. And they were under residential title.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of lecturers back then, when they worked for the government, right, they used the loan to buy shop houses. Then after that, after like 20, 30 years later, these are commercial lah. So only they call kedai pejabat is shop offices, no longer shop houses. So my lecturers all made so much money. Like, why are you teaching here? Then like, okay, I'll teach for fun. Right. Anyway, so besides the cons of having the 750, I don't see it's a con. It's just a characteristic of the loan. What other things that an applicant should take note?
Okay, this one I think is also how to say, is an advantage if you are aware. Assuming today you already taken this LPPSA, you are buying a under construction property. Under construction, which means you will take times, currently a building. So it will take like 2 years, 3 years or 4 years for it to be completed.
Yep.
So imagine today you already taken LPPSA, the caruman or the potongan in your payslip, it will not reflect until after 24 months.
Wow. I know already. So elaborate first. Before I spoil the party.
The question will be, should you actually utilize LPPSA? Because we already emphasized, please don't use it for your first and second. So right now you already know. So the second one will be, should you use LPPSA to buy
new property or
completed or new one?
Okay.
So assuming if let's say the under construction project, it will take more than 2 years. So assuming the third year onwards, you will have to pay the full monthly mortgages already. Comparing to a normal people who take from a normal commercial bank, the third year maybe you are still paying this progressive interest. So maybe it's like 500-600, not even, depends on your loan amount. However, LPPSA government, so you buying under construction, when you step into third year onwards, you will have to pay the full monthly mortgages already.
Wow. What a lot
Yeah. So the question will be, please make sure you buy either under construction. Think about it, how many years it takes for it to complete.
And 2 years is standard lah. This is fixed.
Standard 24 months. That's
Fixed
stated by the government, yes.
Okay, I can foresee why it is 24 months. Because old rules, before Strata Act was enacted, all houses must be hand over within 24 months. Because last time all landed house, man, they built 16 months kautim already. Man. But now when you have 1,000, 2,000 units altogether, right, the complication in construction delays the progress. So if you buy projects now, got some project is 5 years one. So if you buy at year 0, 1, 2, year 2, right, you need to start paying full amount if you take LPPSA. But the risk here is year 3, year 4, year 5, you're paying actually for nothing. If the developers stop work, right, habis. But on a commercial, private commercial banks, you pay the loan amount that was paid out, right? So you pay the interest on that amount. So that's the risk there, right? So yeah, I guess that's something really important to know. Not all fancy and good. Okay, so for the 90 years old one, right? So we kind of spoke a little bit just now. There's different ways of taking money. So one is
the maximum loan tenure entitled for LPPSA. So for example, a commercial bank, you are eligible to take up to 70 years old. Some of the banks 75. So for LPPSA,
this is private banks now 75 already.
Yeah, MBSB.
Oh,
can be up to 75. Normal 70 years old.
Okay, so this is official, right? So this is because everyone
did I mention actually in few previous episodes about these tips? One bank, MBSB, you can do up to 75 years old.
Cool.
Yeah.
You didn't mention the bank.
No,
You didn't mention the name of the bank.
Oh, I didn't mention.
So she is up for sponsor. But
Not promoting MBSB, okay?
So but but cool thing is 70 years old.
Up to so assuming if let's say today you are 40 years old, so the maximum tenure is up to 70 so you will be only entitled maybe 29 or 30 years. Versus someone who is less than 35, you should entitle maximum 35
Yeah. Because I was working so hard all this while, right? Until my tenure 35 is maxed out.
Oh.
So I can buy as many properties as I can using 35. But now, right, I got way longer time to go. And they are pushing it some more. Yes, that's the best thing. But anyway, sorry. So for private, it's 70, some 75, right?
Yep.
Then government is 90. But then there are also different things to it.
Because government servants, some of them are whoever is actually taking the pension scheme, and some is actually taking your payslip already have this Charoma EPF. So like private one. So those are taking the pension is the loan tenure can be up to 90 years old.
Or only those with that went for the pension gets 90.
Up to 90 years old.
If not,
the normal one is also up to 70 years old.
Or
70 or 75. I need
around
to
there
check, but around there. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the differences. This one.
Oh, I didn't know. So you get to choose. I'm so outdated with this kind of thing. I should speak to somebody.
Yeah, government servant get to choose whether they want.
Then have you guys calculated like which one is better?
Whether they should take the EPF or the pension. Not really.
It depends whether you want to stay long with them or not.
But majority of my friend actually take the Charuma EPF one. Because there's, right now 11, used to be 13. I think it will be more worth it. Good.
Yeah. But that's a whole separate topic altogether. Then besides that, there's this secrets thing.
LPPSA commitment doesn't reflect in your secrets. But of course, it will reflected in your payslip because you already have the Charoman. So your net income tend to be lower. Because from the gross income, you have all this. Let's say if you take EPF, so potongan EPF. Second one, some Charoman PCB. Some, for example, if you take personal loan, it's also deducted from the payslip. So right now, this one pinjaman perumahan also deducted from your payslip. So which means your net income will be lower already. So that's why we say don't utilize your LPPSA first, or else your net income will be very low for you to take a commercial bank loan.
Okay.
That's another consequences.
Okay. What if? Okay. What if I have a side business? Then I use my government loan No. I use my government income to get government loan. But I use my private income to take private loan.
Actually, some of my clients also like that lah. They are government servant, full-time
I'm
job,
designed for this, man.
you know, and then they got business as well.
Uh,
Some of it is even have I think one of my, I think it's the recent case side income, doing business, running apps, phone apps, building apps. The thing is, what the bank credit say is that government servant can't actually
have.
another job. Not supposed,
Oh.
yeah. So they don't recognize lah. I mean,
Also,
in a conclusion.
kesimpulannya, they don't recognize.
Yes, so they just recognize either one. You want
Okay.
to submit which one.
Oh.
But I will not say 100% is not doable, case to case. Just like if, let's say, assuming today you are not government servant, but you have two different income, just like you know, you can be an employee, at the same time you are also a business owner. So eventually it depends whether the credit want to derive your income from your main payslip, or we can also derive from how much of the total income tax you declare, which is your borang B. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of spoke on the previous episode
Yeah.
a lot about this.
Few of the banks can try. Also, few of the banks, technically, if you fall under this, you have, the combination of two different
Income.
they will just choose either one.
Okay. Cool. So if we were to retract all again, well, I do a lot of kesimpulan this round.
It's quite heavy.
No, because it's very new to me and I don't think this is discussed enough. Like a lot of audience, right, who are like, okay, because my wife is a pharmacist. So her friends are all, so they will be like government. You also want, right? Okay, correct.
A lot of my friends as well.
So some choose private, some choose government. But then there's always this norm that people say that, oh, in government, lose out. But actually, if you know how to use it. So in my case, it depends on the property you're buying. It depends on the deals you're getting. Only such schemes will work. Right? I think do not just because you have such facilities as a government servant, you want to, like, when she's just casually throw around. My greatest concern, right? Like, oh, to buy two, then you buy another one. Provided your income can sustain such loans. First of all, like, yes, you have 90, 90, 100, but your income 3,000, what? Right? Nothing will play also. So this applies to those who are like 5,000 and above. Then your first property generates rental income. Second property generates rental income. Third property, then only you go for something else within that 2 years period. That is almost guaranteeing a property that will generate you income. Then it makes sense. If one goes south or you buy something wrong, the whole boat will sink, man. So it's the message. The message that I'm trying to say is that do be more cautious when you want to leverage. Right now we are teaching. No. Now we are sharing. We gotta be very careful with the words. We are sharing on the possibilities and how seasoned property investors are leveraging on these facilities. Right? Not necessarily you must go all the way, because again, it depends on personal ambition. Like for us, we want to own as many properties as we can because we are very confident on the properties that we buy. Right? Based on research, based on the deals that we are getting. If you are going out solo, alone, do make sure that it's an informed decision. Do calculate the risk that you're getting yourself into. Okay? Just put it out there. And because of this scheme that I see, 100% loan, right? You combo that with certain property deals that we have where the cashback and the rebates are better. That gives a lot of opportunities. And my personal concern when I hear a lot of stories of such is other people, wow, a lot of cash, and not many people are used to having extra 200,000-300,000 in the bank. So suddenly when they see such amount, whole body itchy. Wow, the new car.
They don't know how to manage that money.
Because suddenly when I go into Cartier, for example, everything expensive, don't buy. But suddenly when you have 300,000 in the bank, right? Ooh, this seems okay. Right? Don't know why one. It's very, very natural. But they forget that it's future money.
Yeah.
Right? So technically, if you have, this is what they teach in the company also. So if you have a lot of bad debts, so bad debts by definition here is personal loan,
credit card
debts where
or car loan.
you just almost can die for paying. Like never ending one. You pay, you still got a lot. Pay, still got a lot. Because 18% ma. Then you can use this lump sum. Indirectly, you are taking a housing loan to cover your high bad debt loans first. Then this interest, you're saving on the interest. But doesn't mean that you don't have to pay. You will still need to pay back this. And if you take this loan on a property that will make a decent amount of investment returns, then it's fine.
Yep.
Again, this is something that needs to be really clinical. You gotta be really precise. Like point something. A lot of people don't care. When our Menteri announced a 0.25 revision, right? 25 only what? Hello. Right? A lot of people don't understand like why when I fight for loan interest rates, right? 3.25, please lah, I got a YouTube channel, I buy a lot, I take a lot of facilities. Okay, 3.2. I save like a few $100 a month. But to people who are not that level, they haven't gone through it yet. So what will be the ignorance level will be there. So that's why I need to be really heavy on this emphasis again. Like all this, right, needs to be done by knowing all these techniques, right? Need not be you using all of them. If you want buy. First of all, if you can qualify for all the loan, your income also not bad one. So if you can qualify for 4 loans, meaning you're also almost there already. If all it's not for rental, imagine the income, right? Then you're also not too bad actually. If the bank but does the qualification of the LPPSA loan the same as commercial loan?
Qualification in terms of
DSR,
not same.
LE.
Not same. So for example, just now like I mentioned, it is actually you can just Google search. There's a table already assigned.
Meaning fixed.
Yeah. So let's say you are currently 4,000. What will be the maximum loan eligibility? Of course, this maximum loan eligibility is also consists of your takafu. If let's say you're buying completed, it also need to be cover your, let's say, your valuation, and etc. For example, the legal fees. So the maximum amount is already assigned by the LPPSA. So you will have to follow that. Actually, in LPPSA, I think the website, once you key in your gross income and also the caruman that you are having, you will technically have this maximum amount based on your own case. It's quite straightforward. There's a calculator inside LPPSA website.
Wow, this concept of having your secrets in your income statement is very new to me.
Sorry?
Meaning when I see your income, I know what loan you get from the government already.
Yeah.
So, wow.
So once you look at the government servant, their payslip, right, you can see from the potongan whether, not to say judge, but technically, like you mentioned, yes, you can see whether this guy have got personal loan, car loan, and it's all from the government.
And there's no way out one, right? Unless you quit. Wow. Well, you gotta be. So again, my message tells me it's right. You gotta be really careful. Although it's a facility need not much use one.
It depends. For me, my suggestion or investment strategy will be LPPSA. First one, definitely like you mentioned, if currently your bad debt is huge, the amount is very high, I'll suggest you, of course, you buy something below market value, the project. Utilize this cashback because you are already buying below market value. Utilize this cashback to settle your bad debt first. So eventually your interest rate is only the 4% fixed rate you are paying. Rather than, all this personal loan, credit card and car loan that, potong from your payslip. Second one, of course, let's say we are not talking about to settle your bad debt. We are talking about reinvest in other instruments. So you earn more. So why not you just park this cashback that you entitled into other that can generate you a
higher than 4%.
Something 5%. I think worse right now, not worse. I think right now ASB also can generate you 4.5%. So imagine you use the cashback, you put it inside your ASB or even tabung haji. In return on an annum basis, you break it down into monthly basis, it's still the 500, 1,000 extra money for you on top of that.
Okay, my regret is building. But anyway, yeah.
So I think the like you mentioned, it's very, it's kind of like
You got to be very clinical about it.
how you handle your own money. You really have to think about it. Yep, of course we don't recommend that, hey, you must buy 3 since you are government servant. You buy 2 first using the commercial and then third one LPPSA. We don't encourage, of course, you buy 3 properties using 1 quota. But this is the tips. But how you utilize it, how you manage it properly is another story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So an example that came to mind immediately, right? Let's say a 500,000 property sub sale. But then you go around the market, this apartment, this auntie wants to sell 450. But when you go into the valuation, then they say that it's 500. A lot of such cases, actually a lot. Just that nobody wants to go and check, right? So when I go to the bank, I get 90% of 500,000, which is 450. So I still I still need to pay the 10%. But if it's for ASB, they will finance me 500,000 full, provided I adjust the SPA right? So if they give me 100% full, I pay the owner 450, I get 50,000 extra at 4% per annum. I put this 50,000 in ASB. I'm not familiar with that also, but then if they can generate more than 4%, let's say 4.5 or 5%, it's 1% extra a year. Do you do anything? No. Right? And if this property at 450,000, you get a rental that is around 1,000, 7,000, 8,000, that can more than cover your interest, then this property is self-sustaining. The extra money that you cash out is actually generating money. So that's all that we are saying. If you know what to do with it, right? Debt is categorized into good and bad. Then if you have a lambat of hutang, you go for vacation you go buy whatever that you like what your emergency whatsoever, right? I'm not judging. But if you take the amount of 50,000, a 4% interest to settle an 18% interest loan, there you save more than what is generated.
It's actually no-brainer for the debt consolidation part actually.
But I don't want to take advantage of the knowledge that we have, because not everyone is exposed like that. We grow up in the world, right? We see each other, hey, buy new property or not. Right? Not everyone is from that kind of world, and I wish everybody was that. Because if you can sort out your finances properly, right? By using all this facility, you don't have to really earn that amount before you can start generating passive income. And this is where it's not that complicated one, but the processes will take really long. I think to hunt for the property takes very long. To submit all the documentation, it tests your patience, really. Even private one testing my patience, I can only imagine. So I'm so spoiled, right? Then only you get to see the results 5, 10, 15 years later. Right? So I guess anything else you want to add on? Because from the investment strategy point of view, I think we covered if you are buying a home to host your family, cool. Right? If you are going for multiple properties as a property investor, cool, also can use. Just that you need to be informed on the pros and cons. Right? Because this episode is not applicable to everyone, It's only for those who because I guess the topic will be only government servants must see or benefits of a government servant. And for me, I will just, what for? Good to know,
Yeah. True also lah.
Because this episode, right, I learned way more than the previous because this is a world that I'm least exposed to. I don't a lot of my friends who are still in the government sector right now, when they talk to me, right, oof. I know so much more than them.
I thought Ashwan wanted to say after this episode, I want to marry I want to get another people who work in government JV, right?
That is not what I say. But I guess in Malaysia now, the government is still pushing actively on home ownership lah. So like a lot of this scheme rumah pertama also, which I think we will cover on the next episode.
Yeah.
Right. So stay tuned for that. And I guess that's all for this one. Anything you want to ask?
Nope.
Okay. So cool. See you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe. See you guys later. Ciao.